familiar with the core. The core is something that's really unique to UChicago. So what exactly is it? We like to think of the core as this educational toolkit that allows you to think about and analyze problems and ideas in ways that you probably never thought about or analyzed them in the past. Through this, you become really immersed in our universe, which is always changing, always evolving, while at the same time being a part of discussions that cross many subjects. On a more concrete level, the core is a set of 8 subjects, which include everything from the humanities to mathematics to social sciences that students take classes in. So that does give you some structure, but there's actually a lot of freedom and choice in the classes that you're taking. So within each of these 8 subjects, students have a choice of about 5 or 6 classes that they can take. And I'll give you an example because that might be a little tricky to understand. When I was a sophomore at UChicago, I was really interested in learning more about human and animal behavior, I guess, psychology altogether. So to satisfy the core requirement in social science, I took a class called Mind. Some of my friends, though, were more interested in learning about how classic authors and philosophers like Plato and Aristotle influenced the way that we think today. They took a class called the Classics of Social and Political Thought. 2 very, very different classes, but at the same time, they both satisfied the core requirement in the social sciences. So again, you get this freedom, you get this variety and this choice when it comes to classes in the core. What the core also gives our students is discussion-based learning. Our core classes are capped at 19 students, and our student-to-faculty ratio on campus is 6:1. Our professors really care about what you have to say and think, and that's why so many of our classes are taught, with this discussion-based model in mind. At the same time, though, you might already know exactly what you want to major in from the first day that you're on campus, and that's great. Because at UChicago, we don't have some type of set system where you first have to take your core classes, then your major classes, then your electives, but you can go through our curriculum in whichever way you like. You can start taking major classes from the first day on campus, and we have over 50 majors, 30 minors. Some of our popular majors are economics, political science, English, biology. We have a new major in molecular engineering. We've been having a minor in Norwegian studies. There are so many programs available on campus that oftentimes students decide to have more than one major. I'd say each year you'll see about 25% of our students double major, and about a handful triple major. Interesting stat, wouldn't try this, but an interesting stat is that in the past 10 years, 7 students even quadruple major, and they still graduated in 4 years. On top of that, you have until the end of your 3rd year, your junior year, to declare a major, and you'll still graduate in 4 years. So how's that possible? How is it possible for a student to have 3 majors, 4 majors, graduate in 4 years, or for a student to declare their major by the end of their junior year and still graduate in 4 years? I like to think that there are 2 main reasons for this. One is that we are on the quarter system. So at UChicago, we like to say that we have about 3 quarters. Don't worry, that's not because we don't know how to do math. We do. We know that there's supposed to be 4 quarters, which there are. There technically are. There's the fall, winter, spring, and summer quarter. But most of our students aren't taking classes during the summer. And that way, we operate more like a trimester system, where to be a full-time student on our campus, you take 3 or 4 classes per 10-week quarter. So at one point in time, you're taking fewer classes than you would be in, let's say, a semester system, while overall, throughout the entire academic year, you have that extra set of courses, meaning a greater variety in the classes that you're taking. The other reason that these seemingly impossible things are possible at UChicago is because we just have one college. So you might know of many universities that have a lot of colleges within them, right? Like a College of Business, a College of Engineering, a College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, College of Music, College of Education. All these colleges. We don't have any of that. We just have the one undergraduate college, which of course we call the college. So any class that our students take in any department within the college will give them some type of credit for graduation. That means if you decide to switch your major in your 1st year, your 2nd year, your 3rd year, you'll be totally okay because you're satisfying graduation requirements regardless of what classes you take or what your original major before you switch that major was. The other benefit to just having one college is that you can have more than one major in completely unrelated areas. You can be an economics and music double major, or a physics and visual arts double major, or a political science and cinema and media studies double major. You're not confined to a specific college, so you can have more than one major in completely related or unrelated areas. And I guess on that note of just having one college, electives are a time for you to take whatever classes you want, regardless of what your major is. It's really all up to you, doesn't matter what your major is, take what classes interest you the most. So this same great classroom experience that I've been telling you about also goes to other countries. I'd say about half of our students end up studying abroad in one of over 20 different countries. Some of those countries in the past have included England, Spain, Greece, Mexico, China, India, Morocco, Brazil, South Africa. So wide array of countries across almost every continent. The great part about our study abroad opportunities is that UChicago kind of goes with you to these other countries. So this happens in a few ways. First, mainly your professors are teaching these courses. So you're still receiving the same great classroom experience that you would be on our campus that you are in another country. Secondly, your financial aid will travel with you to these other countries. And finally, any class that you take abroad will give you some type of credit for graduation. So you can study abroad for a quarter, a year. We have some programs for 2 years. I mean, theoretically, you could study abroad for 4 years. I don't know if it's ever been done, never set foot on our campus, and still graduate with one of our degrees because all of our programs abroad satisfy some type of graduation requirement and give you some type of graduation credit. So we have a couple types of programs. Some of our programs can fulfill your core requirements, other can fulfill your major requirements or minor requirements. For instance, you can learn about British history and literature by studying that in England. We have a new biology major program in Spain. You can learn about ancient Greece by studying in Athens. So a wide array of programs. One of them will definitely pique your interest. So that's a lot about the different types of classroom offerings that we have available at UChicago. But at the same time, getting a really good education goes far beyond the classroom. This one undergraduate college that I've been telling you so far about is located within a very large research institution. We have 4 graduate schools, 6 graduate divisions located within walking distance of our campus. Because of that, there are so many research positions available that sometimes our professors will even hire high schoolers to fill all the research jobs that they have. So really easy for you to receive one of these research positions. Most commonly our students just call, email, go to a professor's office hours, ask them if they have something available, and if they do, just like that, you can be on board. We also have a jobs website, a research positions website. There was once actually a pretty untraditional way that a student took to finding one of these research jobs. So if you've taken AP Macro with Mr. Pronto, you may have heard of the name Stephen Levitt before. Who knows who Stephen Levitt is? Do you want to say what he's known for?
He wrote economics. Right?
Correct, yes, thanks so much. Stephen Levitt is the author of Economics, which is a New York Times bestseller. He's also a faculty member at UChicago. Teaches a really popular course called the Economics of Crime. It's of course to get into though because it is very, very popular. But one lucky freshman ended up enrolling into this course, got into this course, yet she decided to put her seat up for auction on the UChicago equivalent of Craigslist or eBay. Levitt found out about it, sent her straight to his office, asked her why she did it. She then explained to him that she was using the law of supply, the law of demand, economic theory in general, to see exactly what would happen with this seat's price. Levitt was so impressed by her, he ended up offering her a research job to the sequel to Freakonomics, Super Freakonomics. So I think this example just illustrates that our professors, no matter how notable they are, even if they've written New York Times bestsellers, really care that our students do have these research positions available. Other research jobs come through our U.S. Department of Energy laboratories. We run 2 of them, one pretty close to here, Argonne Lab in Lamont. The other one is Fermi Lab, I think that's in Batavia. We also are affiliated with the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woods Hole, Massachusetts, where if you're someone that's really interested in marine biology, you could actually take a quarter of classes at the Marine Biological Laboratory in Massachusetts. We also, like I said, have the new Institute for Molecular Engineering. We have an Institute for Economics Research, an Institute of Politics, an Institute for the Humanities. So basically anything you want to conduct research in at UChicago, you can do as an undergrad. At the same time, you probably want to focus on a future career as well, right? Everyone wants to graduate college by either going to grad school or having a job or something along those lines. And we care about that as well at UChicago. So from the very first day that you're on campus, you're assigned to a career advisor. And that career advisor is first there to